Okay, I'm doing this video to review the new H.I.M album, Love in Theory and Practice, and at the end of it, I'm going to tell you how the concert went. But, so I don't lose my train of thought, I'm going to do the review first. I'm not gonna lie, I first heard Heart Killer, and I was thinking, what's going on here? You know, this doesn't really sound much like anything I've ever heard from them before, but if you came in, if you haven't been listening to him, since they first came out, as every album came out, and you just sort of came in, bought all the albums, you don't notice how they evolve. But, if you sit there and actually, play one CD after the other, you realize, they never get out of being him, but with every new CD they come out with, it's evolved a little bit, but it's always still him. So perfectly him. My two favorite tracks off the album are In Verne Veritas. I think that's how you say it. I have a hard time pronouncing it. But it's about pretty much how we all have problems and things that we just can't get over, and why not go through them together? And I really like that idea because I've gone through some stuff like that. There's a lot of things that I've gone through in life that if there weren't people there, I'd sunk, in the worst way possible. And then Scared to Death. That is a very beautiful song. One of the lyrics in it is, I'm not scared to tell you I love you, but I'm scared more than ever now to fall in love. And it's one of those things, I interpret that as, I don't know how others would interpret it, but I interpret that as, you can throw around the word I love you really easy, where's my nail polish remover? Where are you? I don't feel like zooming in on that. Here, there we go. I could tell that painting, I love you. I love you painting. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. That means nothing, but, to actually fall in love, to actually mean it, it's scary. And that's another thing, I actually think I might be in love for once, and it's like a scary thought, because you're sitting there and you're panicking, and you're like, what do I do? Is this gonna work? And then you get scared to death to get attached to somebody, because you feel like you're gonna get broken to pieces, and then you have all these pieces, you gotta pick them back up, and, somebody else will come along, and all that drama, so it's really one of those, it's really pretty. Heart Killer is just a fun song. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, at first, just hearing it, you'd think the songs vary from song to song. It's not the whole album is really one style. That's the cool part of it. Each song sounds a little bit different, but still like him. Before this album came out, Love in Theory and Practice, I thought Razor Blade Romance was probably the album that people could most relate to, or at least that I most related to. But now that Screamwork's Love in Theory and Practice came out, I'd probably say there's a song, at least one song in there that everyone could relate to. If you cannot relate to at least one song in there, you are probably living in a cave somewhere and are a hermit and have never talked to anyone ever. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if that's the case, you're not going to relate to any of this. But other than that, there is definitely a song in there for everybody. Him in general, I love them just because Billy's voice is ridiculously awesome. There is not a lot of bands out there where I could honestly say that the singer is just breathtaking. And not just in his looks. I'm not even talking about his looks, even though Billy is gorgeous. His voice will melt you. When he does, yelling in a song, it doesn't sound screechy or nails on a chalkboard. It's still beautiful. Everything he does it just sounds beautiful. He has a very nice range. On the CD's pronunciation is great. but in person, I don't know if it was just the Pittsburgh show. I think there was something wrong with the mic, but it could be all the people screaming too. My ears were ringing by the end of the night, but couldn't really hear him that well. He has this charisma. It's this, like, they get on the whole band just has this weird charisma. They get on the stage and it just flows into you and it makes you want to move. Like, if you listen to their songs, a lot of it's kind of sad, but at the same time, you like I was sitting there dancing like the whole time. Like, I wouldn't call it dancing because it wasn't, I don't know. It didn't look like sex with clothes on, because that's what most dancing looks like these days. But it was definitely interesting, and I love how they like talk with their fans. But the concert was great. I loved it. I was so psyched. Even though I had a few initial issues, like I got there 2 hours early. My mom wouldn't let me skip school. The deal was you go to school the day before, you go to school the day of, you go to school the day after. And I did. But spent 2 hours waiting in line. Still had 50 people in front of me. Ended up with a crappy seat. Ended up with a crappier seat because people decided to pile in front of me. So, you know, I was originally probably close enough to touch them and ended up really far away. So I paid $20 to get me and my boyfriend up in the rised area, and there was no rail room left, and you really can't see over people because they're like leaning over and all that crap. And they wouldn't give me my money back, so I was kind of pissed about that. I was like, you know what? I'm 5 foot tall in like a 6-foot room. So I climbed. There's a rised area. There's like 3 levels. There's floor, a slightly rised area above the floor, and then like the higher up area. So there's like a rail between the floor and the slightly raised up area, and I climbed. And in front of that rail, there's a platform that's probably only about that wide, and I climbed up on it and spent the whole time up there. They joked around a lot, and they were teasing about iPhones and all that crap. And a fright broke out, and it was hilarious because everyone did the Jerry Springer chant. And it's for anyone who hasn't read my profile, or I don't even know if I've ever mentioned my name in a video, but that's a thought. But they started doing the Jerry chant, and my name is Jerry, so that me and my boy Dave just started like busting out laughing. It was funny. I'm so excited. I don't remember if I mentioned it in the video or not, but I'm gonna say it again if I didn't. Easter present from my mommy. I got it tattooed on there. Eventually it's gonna be a sleeve that goes all the way up my arm, and I'm hoping beneath it, I'm saving a large enough space so I can have the Philly's signature, and I don't know if I want to do this yet, but everyone, don't anyone think I'm wishing death on Billy, but we all die eventually. So I want to save a space. I'm going to have his birth date and when he dies. And I hope that, I really hope he lives a really, really long life. And to the fullest. I love when I do that. But anyways, he has an amazing voice, and I hope the band stays together as long as possible. I really do. And I hope they all live great lives. That's about it. If I can think of anything else later, I will. And I'll make another video. But right now, I'm kind of like crazy in the head. H.I.M does that to me, so I will be back later with more vlogs, more music previews, more new MySpace bands you should check out, and hopefully soon, more makeup videos. Bye-bye.